first, to explain the title, yes, I'm talking about a Switch 3. Because we already have a Switch 2, being the updated Switch that came out shortly before the Switch Lite. But what about another console revision? A full-on console revision with new features and potentially a higher price? Given the things I want, it would be a higher price if they actually did it. And today is just a wish list, where I just go over the things I would like for a quote-unquote perfect system that does not exist. So to start off my list, I was thinking the Switch could use a disk drive. Now, you might be wondering, how are we going to fit the disk drive onto the system? And well, I have it right here. I just have a random PC game here. And if you look at it, the disk isn't too much bigger than the Switch itself. And so, what I was thinking, just going to give it a look closer to show this, is to have a type, I'm just going to more center it there, a type like, to first off put a little bit of a groove on the bottom part to help keep it in place. And then to also help keep it in place, a sort of plastic strap that would just kind of flip up, close over it, or however. That would still put the Switch logo right here in the center, but then just also act to hold it in. Now, the one flaw I do see with this design right here is obviously the top of the disc is exposed, so that not only invites dust onto the reading side, but it also invites in kids who might touch the top and then get their fingers cut off or get another type of injury. So, I think that if they were to put a disk drive in, their best bet would probably be just straight up making the system taller. But, because honestly, while it would make it less portable, it would also open up the possibility for a larger screen on this thing. And on top of that, it would also just allow for more things to be put in. Because they can make it thicker, they can make it deeper, whatever they needed to. For my other features, because my next feature is going... Yes, I'm barefoot. But my next feature would be a cartridge slot. Or rather more cartridge slots. And I'm going to preface this by, because obviously it does have a cartridge slot already. But what I mean is like a backwards compatibility cartridge slot. You know, something like a cartridge slot for Game Boy games, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance games. Or maybe for, and then also for things like the NES, SNES, and N64. And then obviously the disk drive could be used even more so for the backwards compatibility purpose, as then you could let people play GameCube games, Wii games, and Wii U games. You know, just full backwards compatibility. I would also like to eliminate all those annoying peripherals. Like, for example, the Switch dock, or the comfort grip, whatever that the Joy-Cons click into. And that would also eliminate one of the issues with the Switch, which is the Joy-Con, the dock scratching. I almost said Joy-Con scratching. The dock scratching, because there wouldn't be a dock. There would just be an HDMI port. And also, I think that could open up a really cool thing, where instead of having to have it plugged into a wall, and then also into the TV, you can just plug it into the TV, and if you wanted to, you could have it running on your TV without having to plug it into the wall, and just have it use the console's own battery. Because obviously it can reach higher battery life with its CPU and the new version, with the Switch Lite chip or whatever. Now, obviously, eliminating the Switch dock is going to be rough. Because obviously the Switch dock has 3 USB ports, 1 in the back, and then 2 on the side. But I think that could be remedied with it being on the sides. It could be even a cool aesthetic choice. Because obviously, like, if I pull up my Switch again, we have the disc drive right here in the center, just putting like 3 or so USB drives on the sides there. Right on both sides of the USB drive, and then obviously they would have like doors to make sure dust doesn't get in, like dust protection doors. And I think that could be a really cool thing. And this last thing, in terms of hardware at the very least, this is more of just a slice of life type of thing, where I would just like it to have some form of a card scanner, like like an area you can just slide your card across, or an area to insert it for like the chip cards, or even just a picture. Now, moving on from hardware into a little bit more software type things, the first thing I want is more themes. Because while the dark theme is great, has a great look on the console, I would also like there to be something else. You know the Switch has a light theme, right? Like I said, there is only one dark theme on the Nintendo Switch. And I just think it would be nice to have some form of colors. Like red, blue, green, and even colors that aren't related to consoles, like pink, purple, orange, or any of the other million colors. And then obviously it would be really, really, really nice if they had ones for games. You know, like Mario themes, Pokemon themes, Sonic themes, etc. Other than that, also just having folders back would be a good thing. Just to, like, group games together or group software together. That would be nice as well. 3DS did it, DS did it, not quite sure why they got rid of it. The next thing obviously would be an internet browser, because, while this is, again, just a convenience thing, I would like to be able to search the web. Be able to be on my Switch and be like, oh, I'm stuck on this one game moment, press the home button, go into the internet app or whatever, and then just look up, hey, how do I do this? How do I get the Master Sword in Breath of the Wild? I don't know. But, you know, just things like that. And, or even, like, looking up Netflix to do since they don't have a Netflix app, or Disney Plus, because they don't have the Disney Plus app yet. And just things like that would let you surf the web. And it's not like the Switch can't do it. It's already connected to the internet. And I mean, the Wii U did it, the Wii did it, and the DS, with help, again, from a cartridge, did it. And then the 3DS as well. The 3DS did it all on its own. So there's really no reason the Switch wouldn't be able to do it. At least I don't think. But, again, that's more of a quality of life feature. There's also things that I would like to change with the online. Because it feels kind of scummy, being honest, the way it's laid out now. Like, yes, it's only $20 a year. But at the same time, no other online subscription takes away your ability, or locks behind it, the ability to play with your friends. On PlayStation, you can, as long as they're just your friend and you register them as your friend, you can play them no matter what as long as you're connected to the internet. Same thing with Xbox. But the Switch gates it off entirely. Like, you go to Smash, you go to play online, you can't even play with strangers unless you have the Switch Online Pass. Which just feels kind of scummy, because you have to have, all of your friends need to have a Switch, number one. Then they all need to have that same game. And then now you're asking them to all be able to play together, to also have the Switch Online, unless you're playing locally. But let's face it, it's COVID. We're not going to play locally, we're going to play online. And it just, like I said, feels really scummy to me that they're like, give us more money to be able to play with your friends online. No. Now, I will say that other services, what they would do is they lock off things like voice chat with your friends during a game, and put that in their online service, which I don't think that should really be locked behind a service either, because Discord, but, I mean, they do it. So, that would be my next thing, is just straight up let people just play it. Let people just go online with their console and play with their friends online without needing the subscription, or the Switch Online Pass or whatever. And then just replace it with voice chat. Why do you keep talking about friends when you don't have any? I thought I killed you. No, you missed horribly. I just went to get something to drink. Fine then. I'll make you die. Whoa, let's not get hasty. I'll kill you! So, while those two idiots run around with each other, I guess I'll close out this video. Remember, if you want to support the channel, our Patreon is only $1 for the lowest tier, and if you don't feel like paying, you can support the channel just as much by subscribing down below. Like the video if you did, dislike if not, and leave your own wants for Switch 3 or whatever in the comments below. One of us will read them. I'll kill you! Calm down! No! At this rate, it'll probably be me.